Oh hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Zankichi and oh boy, I'm glad to be back. Man, Coach has been having a lot of fun, but I've been having a lot of fun too by playing Black Myth. Hold on. Black Myth Sun Wukong. I have the game digital, so I don't have any plastic to show you here. Neat trick though, right? Black Myth Wukong is a game heavily inspired by the Journey to the West novel, originally written in the 16th century, that follows the monk Tripitaka on his journey to India to recover the sacred scriptures, accompanied by Jubajie, Sha Wujing, and Sun Wukong. I've never read the novel per se, but I have been exposed to many versions of it through other forms of media. For example, the video game Enslaved Odyssey to the West, which is closer to the source material but in a post-apocalyptic world, many action movies based on the novel itself, and even characters inspired by Sun Wukong, like Wukong from League of Legends and Son Goku from the Dragon Ball series. The game was also developed and published by Game Science, a mobile game dev team from China with only 2 mobile games on their record, so this will be their first foray into console games. And you know what? That's nice. A team dedicated to mobile games decided to venture further into consoles and put their game out.
And you know what? That's nice. A team...
No. It's different. I promise. It's different. It's different. Well, let's go ahead and take a look and see what I think of it, shall we? The game begins in an epic fashion. Sun Wukong, after completing his quest of protecting Tripitaka on his journey to retrieve the sacred scriptures and earning his redemption, he ascends to Buddhahood, only to then reject it and deciding to live in Mount Huaguo in peace. However, those of the Celestial Court, in their mistrust of the Monkey King, would not have this, and an army led by General Erlang Shen was sent to take him back to the court. Sun Wukong, valuing his freedom above all else, challenged the general to a duel, and after a fierce battle between them, the Monkey King fell as the circlet that binds him to the Celestial Court incapacitates him. Centuries pass, then the monkeys that live in Mount Huaguo pass on the tale of Sun Wukong, and the Monkey Elder tells that one day a destined one will venture the lands to seek Sun Wukong's 6 relics, each corresponding to one of his 6 senses, to revive and free the Monkey King. The Destined One's journey begins in Blackwind Mountain, where he encounters Yaoguais and evil spirits that impede him from completing his journey, characters that aid his journey in their own way, and eventually Heifeng Guai, the large black bear Yaoguai king that holds the first of the relics, the Craving Eyes. After the Destined One defeats Heifeng Guai, he is told that the Celestial Court forced the Yaoguai king to oppose the Destined One and impede him from getting the relic. After his victory in Blackwind Mountain, the Destined One sets out to Yellowwind Ridge in search of the next relic. And that's just the first chapter of this amazing game. I'm serious, this game delivers on 2 things that I enjoy when I play video games: good story and solid gameplay. There are a bit of a downside that may affect how players approach the game, but I'll be mentioning those in a few. First, let me tell you about the good stuff. The story, taking inspiration from the novel it's based on, does a great job in incorporating many elements of the novel and weave a narrative that feels like it would be a sequel to it. From the locations, the characters, and even events that happened in the novel help to build up to the myth of Sun Wukong and narrates what could be a continuation to his legacy. This here is a good thing, as the story writers stuck to the source material and created an engaging story that follows up after the original adventure, rather than make a gritty version of Journey to the West or a remake of the novel. Can you imagine a remake of Journey to the West? No, never mind, no. The story picks up nicely as it progresses further in, and it makes many references to the novel, which is a nice touch. However, story progress is a bit slow. It's not a slog by any means, the story progression is good, but it's a kind of story that takes a while to take it all in, and if you rush through it, you may miss important details or even bits of lore. Speaking of which, this game also offers players a journal where they can read up on the lore of the Yaoguai and characters that the Destined One comes across. This is interesting as the lore of these Yaoguai not only pertain to the novel and the myth that inspired it, but some of them even offer clues to other Yaoguai and characters that may show up as the story progresses. I found myself doing this very often because, well, I'm a sucker for mythology in general, so I do like to take my time and read each journal entry. Now, let me talk to you about the gameplay. Maker above, it's
so good.
My goodness, hack and slash at its finest. I may sound biased, but I'll be objective, I promise. First, combat offers a little bit of everything. Fast-paced beatdowns to lay the smackdown on the Yao Guai, tactical approaches to hinder the enemy and give them no quarter, defensive maneuvers where projectile deflection and perfect dodging are rewarded, and unique relics that increase the Destined One's arsenal of skills to tackle on any challenge. Magic spells and transformations are also acquired during story progression and can be game changers when in combat. If things look dire, a quick immobilize spell can help the Destined One catch his breath and heal, while transformations can be vital in any boss fight. Now, the stance mechanic is where the base combat gets good as well. The Destined One has 3 stances: the offensive and versatile smash stance used for up close and tactical combat, the evasive pillar stance used to avoid ground combat and counter enemies, and the long range thrust stance used to keep enemies at bay while dealing damage. This is what I'm excited about, a combat that never gets dull thanks to the array of things you can do when fighting. Players can mix and match what they like from these things to suit their playstyle, coupled with the second point, level progression. Black Myth Wukong features skill tree progressions where the player can choose how the Destined One grows, from increasing his health and stamina, improved his martial arts, magic spells and transformations, and improving his stances. When the Destined One levels up, he gains sparks that can be used to acquire and or improve the skills in any skill tree of the player's choice, giving them the freedom to build him up however they want. The best part about this is that players can reset the skill points used and reapply them anytime they want, meaning that they can experiment with other skills and adapt to the battles they're facing. Last thing I want to point out is the crafting system. The game gives the players the means to craft weapons, armors, and potions with the many things that are gathered in the world or by defeating Yao Guai and using will, which is the game's currency. The Destined One's weapons change form based on the materials needed in the weapon branch it follows and can be reverted back and forth to suit the player's need. Armor, on the other hand, is varied, so players can craft them individually and have many pieces of armor at their disposal. However, if the Destined One is equipped with an armor set, then he gets special abilities based on the set. Finally, potions and medicine are crafted from the flora found throughout the world, so searching for these and exploring the world does have its reward. This I find good as it encourages the player to explore and look for the items they need to do their crafting. But I do have to admit that there is a grind factor to the crafting portion that may be a bit of a negative. I personally don't mind it since I've played so many games that have level and item grinding to them, but I do understand if people don't like it. However, compared to other games I've played, the grinding here is not hours upon hours. If you take your time and explore a while, then the things that are needed will eventually be found. With that said, let's now talk about the downs of this game. These are a few and most are manageable, but I still have some concerns. I already mentioned the grind factor the game has and the lore bits that may be missed if one rushes the story, but let me share with you my main gripe. The game has no map feature. For a game that has large places to explore, one would think that a map feature will be available, but there is none. This is coupled with the fact that the locations, although nice to look at, tend to look the same in some places, and getting lost will happen often. This is an issue for me because I like to explore and find stuff, especially if that stuff has power to impact the story. So getting lost in the game can be annoying, especially if where I'm going lacks a particular landmark that tells me if I'm somewhere different. Look, I know I must hone my sense of direction so I don't get lost in the TV world or in the material world, but this is a video game, give me a map! I've had enough experience with getting a bad or normal ending because I didn't find a specific MacGuffin in the butt crack of wherever. So if you're a person that loves to have a map discovered 100% with items and secrets found, then good luck because there's no indication of that either. Yes, I'll admit that some great games do not have a map feature or a progress indicator. It still doesn't take away the fact that I would like to have a visual of what I'm exploring and what I'm missing. And that's it. You can already tell what I think about this game, but let me go ahead and say it proper. My honest opinion of Black Myth Wukong is that it's worth it. Whether you get it at a full price or on sale, it is worth the adventure that you'll experience. If you want to hear more opinions elsewhere, that's completely understandable, but if you want to share your own, feel free to tell me in the comments section below and let's get a conversation going. In the meantime, I will continue this adventure live.